In terms of agorism, what are some of the means that people can use? What are maybe some of the first steps they can do towards that quest to a free society?
First thing is stop working politically. Don't vote. Just don't participate in the electoral process, any campaigns. And for the most part, try to avoid movements and groups that use political means. I mean, that's their only function is to get people elected. That's one way. So that kind of eschews the Libertarian Party. I've never had anything to do with them. Certainly don't work for government agencies or even for organizations or businesses that accept government grants and support of any sort. Dovetailing into that, I'd say, try to escape the job culture. That'd be a way to be more of a participant in agorism, certainly the corporate culture. Build your own business. If that's something you feel you can do, I always recommend that people kind of set up their own business without walls, preferably without employees because they're a pain in the ass. And I'll tell you who really inspired me years ago, Harry Brown. How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World. It is classic for just self-liberation type stuff. It's very apolitical. It's just how to liberate yourself. And you had a chapter on earning money, making money. Should you go out and find a job, whatever. And his big point was, if you set yourself up as a problem spotter and then offer solutions to people's problems for money, you'll do fine in life. That's been what I've been advocating people try to do, figure out what their core skills are and then monetize them on their own rather than sell them to one single company.
If you have more tips you could share, maybe people who don't have quite the experience you had when you went into self-employment, and just how that can make you a more free individual.
Well, it makes you more free because you're not answering to a boss. You're not involved in company politics. You're not involved in sitting in meetings you don't want to be in. So I think the freedom end is pretty obvious. I make it sound pretty simple to do, and it's not. But the fact is, nowadays, anybody with any kind of idea that they can figure out how to market, that's marketable, if they've got that idea and a laptop computer, they got a business. I mean, you can start an online business lickety-split. It doesn't take any time at all. The overhead just to start is near zero. It's so minimal to anything else I've ever done. There's just so much information out there. I offer some of that at my site. I learned a lot of it just kind of scouring the internet and figuring out how things work and how to build websites and how to, use an autoresponder. And there's just so many ways to make money online now. I'm not going to pretend there isn't a big learning curve, but it's not. I don't think it's as overwhelming as people let it be. Well, just take it a step at a time. You can go work for somebody. I mean, I'm not saying you've got to be self-employed to be an agorist. I mean, far from it. You try to make your life as free as possible, and I think that's the ideal. I think that's something you kind of try to work toward, you aspire to, and in the meantime, you just try to be consistent with your freedom ideals and not do business where you don't have to with various bureaucratic government agencies, try to sidestep things. If you can get away with, my wife cuts hair. She cuts hair, she colors hair, she cuts men's hair, she cuts women's hair, but she does a lot of it out of the house. Well, that's unreportable, and she does it mainly because it's convenient, because the salon she's done work for will be closed on certain times and whatever. That's unreportable income, and if you can do things on a black market basis, more power to you. If you can do things under the counter, that's great.
Yeah, going back to
not that I'm advocating anyone breaking the law or doing unlicensed
heaven forbid.